So, guys, a successful Manos, I think.
Oh, it was wonderful. It's absolutely
Great fun. Great fun.
Great bad movie, but I don't know. Birdemic. We're going to do Birdemic. I think Birdemic is the logical succession to Manos, don't you?
As Manos was all devil worship and women wrestling in pajamas, Birdemic is lightness and sweetness in comparison.
It is life itself.
A very water of life to watch Birdemic.
Yes,
Well,
indeed.
I think it's an important point that we are ready to move on to the new generation of worst movies ever.
Yes,
With
and
yes.
just to explain the background, the first time that I saw Birdemic, it is so absurd and so sort of wonderfully terrible in every way that you think that some devious mind actually planned it that way, and it's not true. Tell them about the guy that cooked this up and what it was.
James Wen.
Yes.
The director, and he was very much inspired by Alfred Hitchcock. As a matter of fact, before Birdemic, he made a film that was uncannily like Birdemic in almost every respect, except instead of a bird attack, it had sort of a ghost story attached to it. And it's in the same locations that The Birds was filmed, and so he was obsessed with the birds. But he updated it to the 21st century and made it into sort of an environmental, global warming crisis.
And he took care to make every single choice be the wrong choice.
For sure.
Hitchcock, got most things right about
He was
the bird.
very meticulous. He had his checklist, crappy choice, A,
Bad
B,
acting,
C,
bad editing,
stupid
sound.
angles.
You'll find an example of classic filmmaking is that even though it's called Birdemic Shock and Terror, there's not a single bird attack until, I believe, a full 45 minutes into the film.
I think it's fair to say there was no shock and no terror at all. But
not a bit.
Yeah, you spend really about the first 45 minutes to an hour with these two young people. It's basically a romance between the two dullest young people on the planet.
The guy is incapable of even walking normally. His acting is so bad he can't convey. What would it look like if a human being walked from point A to
Imagine
point B?
if you gave
I don't
him
know how to convey that. I don't know.
Fork to eat something, it would be like immediate impale.
Honest to God, he was loping like he was about to fall over backwards. It was one.
And he meets this girl. Well, he is, first of all, let's talk about what he does. He is a solar panel salesman.
Solar panel.
Yes. Is that what he is? Is he working?
It's not how he starts. He starts as a broker or something.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
Then he starts his pet business, which is solar panels.
Soul Pounds.
Solar panels.
Well, he always makes these uncannily even amounts of money ending in zero. It's like
That's right.
1 million, 1 billion, just easy to figure out.
He opens
kinda.
the film by very casually making $1 million deal at which he had just given a 50% discount. for.
Right.
So he just offered the man
So he really
$1
blew
million
it.
off.
Then
And he
his,
goes, woohoo!
his company is bought by a major company for $100 million.
Right. And at some point, I think $1 billion comes into it too. But very, easy to just multiply by 10 numbers.
Gets his solar panel business capitalized for $10 million.
That's right. That's right.
There's no 13,375,986.
So there's this mundane stuff, and then he meets a woman, and they head up to this.
She's very pretty. She's very
She's
easy
lovely.
on the eyes.
She's very lovely.
Fans of women who are easy on the eyes will enjoy looking at her.
I'll say it, and forgive me, she looks great in underpants.
You look fine.
I'm not going to forgive you.
How old
Great.
are you? How
Great
old is
in-
this man
yeah.
who's talking about underpants?
I am old enough to know when a woman looks great in underpants.
Yeah, because that's a skill you acquire over decades.
I have a particular set of skills.
No 18-year-old can handle that. My God.
Sorry.
I don't know how to judge this situation.
Let's veer away from this here. Sorry.
No, we're not going to veer away. No. But he meets Natalie, who is a model, and she is about to become the next Victoria's Secret model. And you know this because her agent works like at a booth in Kinko's. So it's
Right.
very, very, very important high level modeling
And
stuff.
when she informs her mother that she is the Victoria's Secret, she's the next cover model.
Right.
Her mother worries that her career. Well, you need to have something to fall back on.
Right.
She's literally one of the most famous women in America, but
Right.
you should really still have a backup plan.
Right.
It's like, Jay Leno. I hope that works out for you, Jay. I hope that you.
I'm guessing Heidi Klum's mom said something like this to her.
Jay Leno's a bad example because he really does believe that he
That
needs
is true. He doesn't spend any of his money.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I put it all on the cars.
But then the birds themselves.
Ah, the birds.
They
The birds
eventually
show
do
up.
arrive.
Yes.
And
And-
mainly, they're like golden eagles, I think, California condors who hover.
Right.
Actually,
They
hover.
are animated GIFs.
Yes.
They really are nothing
Truly
but
are
that. They are
8-frame tops.
Yeah.
Animated GIFs.
And whereas the birds in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds have no special ability. They can crash into things. They can sort of peck at you, which you would expect
Mostly
a
peck,
bird
yeah.
to be able to do. These birds have other talents, don't they?
They can explode on contact. They're made of pure C4, apparently. They can spray you with barrels of goo that dissolve your flesh or something.
Acid goo.
And
We don't know whether it's an acid or a base.
Oh,
Or-
sure. It could be a formal solution.
It's
base.
not good for people
It's
in
not
any
good.
case. But the way that they deliver it is amazing because they're coming like from high angles in the air, and then somehow it comes like from a big chum bucket from the side.
It's a little like super sloppy double dare.
If you
the
didn't
way
know
it's
better,
delivered.
you would think someone was off screen just doing that. But it's the birds.
I pictured the birds like, forming themselves into like a human form and putting on a trench coat and then filling that.
two,
There you go, boys.
They are damn clever, those birds.
Yeah.
And we have some we aren't given the exact reason why this happened, but it is some sort of environmental catastrophe having to do with global warming, which naturally turns birds into exploding demon monsters.
As our bird expert tells us.
Right,
A man who
right.
seems to begrudge everyone in the world and then eventually tells what the problem is.
Right.
So what are you saying? That global warming is causing these birds to attack?
No. I'm a scientist, I'm an ornithologist. I can't state any scientific fact without evidence.
Right. And we know that there's some connection to the spruce bark beetles because of our.
Due to our woodland
Because
friend.
of my favorite character
favorite
by
character.
leagues in this movie, Tree Guy.
You live in the tree?
Sure do.
They find him, they go into the woods, and there he is. He's living in a tree. He's just some community theater actor with a wig they put on him to make him look like an eco-hippie.
Right.
But the wig is kind of crooked, doesn't really work. And then he gives in a whole diatribe about how, these trees are going away because we messed up with the environment, and that has to do somehow with the birds. But bark beetles are his main enemy. He talks about bark beetles, although it's really the birds killing people.
The spruce bark beetles are eating these trees to death and turning them from green to red.
So I think he's got his priorities a little messed up, Tree
Well, I
Guy.
assume there was some alliance where the bark beetles phoned the birds and said, "Look, it's getting uncomfortable. Is there anything you guys can do?"
Guys,
And you
listen,
explode.
Made the
we're
connection
getting
somehow.
rid of the trees. We're holding up our end of the environmental destruction. And they do, they have this. And
Do you have any buckets of things that humans don't like that you could hurl at them?
oh yeah, our acid solution. Sorry, guys. We'll get right on that.
But I love Tree Guy's earnestness because he's like this benign Bill Nye, only maybe tripping. It's like Bill Nye on mushrooms.
He is eating every kind of mushroom in that forest.
A little tip to filmmakers: if you don't know how to end your scene, just have your character pretend to hear a mountain lion.
Right, you don't see a mountain lion.
because there's no logical out. Well, this scene's going nowhere. Oh, what? I hear a mountain lion.
Right.
And that's how we lose Tree
don't
Guy.
I hear a mountain lion. I gotta get back to my house. You better get to your car. It was very nice meeting you.
If we can
never
find
see-
it. Remember the promo? Bill actually did a terrific impression of good-natured
Yeah,
Tree
I've
Guy.
actually, it's become my one-man show. I'm touring the country as Tree Guy.
That was the whole point of
My-
this entire thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Corbett is
Tree Guy.
the wicked Tree Guy.
It is my Count of Monte Cristo, and I will take it with me for decades.
May we trouble you for a little? Tree
What
Guy?
is the line that goes in? He's talking, and that can you guys do we actually hear a mountain lion roar a little bit?
I think if you listen
Sounds
with
more like a
headphones, you can.
It sounds like a fat guy.
I think it might have been Jim Nguyen coughing in the background. Or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
But he does like a, whoa, oh, I hear a mountain lion. I better go. It was very nice meeting you. Oh, I hear a mountain lion. I better get back to my house. You got to get back to your car. It was very nice meeting you. So he goes from terrified to pleasant and polite again, and
Yeah.
get out of the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the scene somehow. Indeed. Budding playwrights, take note. your scenes can end abruptly when you need them if you just get a mountain lion in there to chase away your characters.
Works
It
every
doesn't
time.
have to be on screen. Imagined will do.
So the combination of embarrassing gaps, stilted dialogue, exploding birds, benign love stories, underpants,
Which only you can
Underpants.
judge.
are all going to add up to a great show. I think.
Truly my favorite bad movie. I just enjoy it every time. I don't get sick of it. I know
I'd
that's
have to
Yeah,
agree with
it's
you.
fun.
We've watched it many times, and it never fails to make me laugh.
And I have to say, there's a lot of room for us to make our jokes. I mean, it's generous to us.
Yeah.
Indeed. So please enjoy.
Birdemic.
Oh, there it is.
Do you hear a mountain lion?
Oh!
Can we do it together?
Oh,
I hear a mountain lion.
lion.
It was very nice meeting you.